Amazon spice, well look, Amazon, I'm not too sure. We'll tie up along here anyway, grab a branch. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Maka671. I'm here today at Shepperton Weir. I'll show you the car park very quickly. I've done a whole video on this spot, the parking, the access to the river by foot, that type of thing. But today, just emptied the wagon, put my belly boat on the slipway, and we are off down the river. Today we're off, the riverway's there. So the riverway's there. This is a big loop that goes around back to the Shepperton Weir. There's another little tributary to the Weir there, to the Way there. I'll probably be going upstream up to where I was before, my little go-to spot up the actual main Thames here. So I'll show you that on. Well, I'll do a little journey up the river, and I'll explain some more later. And wish me luck, won't you? Because I think I'm going to need it. It's been roasting hot for the last 3 weeks. It's what, 27 degrees today, I think. It was 33 degrees last time I was out. Yeah, and I had to do an emergency pack up because my other better half got ill, so I had to take her home early the last trip. So fingers crossed. Anyway, first trip out, let's see what we can do. Right, let's go, shall we? So this is it, second attempt. Hopefully no copyright music this time. Let's see, I'll do a quick U-turn for you. Oh, just to show you how, where, what and who. Get a lot of paddle boarders here. There you go, I'll do a spin round for you. That's the slipway. It's really nice, really easy here. Real brain dead stuff really, you know. So there we go. I'm on the water, Shepperton Weir. I'm a little bit hot. It's nice and easy to just drive down, open up the boot though, so that's really nice. I'm going to go up river, so I'll take you on a journey up the river a little bit first of all. I suppose I ought to check that my motor's working first. Oh, right, it's so good to be back on the water. My back is absolutely knackered. It's taken me 2 days to recover from this. I just want to pop up the River Way, up the River Thames just a bit here, pull up and then sort everything out if I can. I've done a video before of all of this stretch here. Well, there's not much fishing here because you're not really allowed to there, but some people have done over the years. But from that white boat there, it's all the way along. Fishing all the way along here. Free fishing, free parking, great access, all the normal things I do on my channel, you know. So I tell you what, I wonder if I can do a quick yufty over here. There's a nice shallow bar here. I just want to get my feet on the bottom if I can, and I might just stuff it into a hedge or something at the moment. But it's there was very, very shallow here when I was here last, which was a few years ago now, to be honest. But it's like a sandbar that you get come up, may have been washed away, it looks like it to me. A few lily pads, it's getting a bit shallower. Yeah. Oh, right. Gosh, I'm so hot. Blooming neck. Hot, 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 hot. Almost too hot to fish. Right, so I'll take you for a journey up the river to this little spot I know. It's my go-to. I'm going to go there, this time I'm going to go there first. Okay, so here we go. I'll do a little bit of right turn Clyde, and we'll go up river to my go-to spot. Really is my go-to spot, just for a bite if I can, and it's nice and calm and quiet and a lot cooler up this way. So we're going to be going for barbel carp. We're obviously the obligatory bream, I suppose, but really it is barbel and carp. That's what we're after. But I do want to just try and winkle out a fish first if I can. It's going to be a bit difficult. It's so hot and the water's absolutely, well, there's hardly any flow at all. This is why I'm picking this spot really, as you'll see in a second. Coming up to it, it's not very far. And in a second, just to your left as you're looking at it, I don't know if you can see that there? That's the spot I'll be fishing. I'll get in a bit closer and then I'll turn the camera around. Very much like swallows and Amazons under here. I think that's the movie. Amazon, swallows and Amazon, I'm not too sure. We'll tie up along here anyway. Okay. Oh, that's a bit cooler. Oh, it's lovely with my legs in the water. That really helps. Oh, a big spider's just come off of the tree. Never mind. Okay. Okay, right, motor's off, yep. Head camera's on. Right, same tactics as last time. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that all right. I froze that as it is. I'll change the bait, but I froze that, ready to go. So literally, I'm ready to go. Actually, I don't need to change that bait. So it's gonna, oh my word, yeah. It just stinks of trout pellet, but it's bright. It's a bright orange colour. It's actually a tutti frutti, but it's been sat in that paste for so long, it's almost taken on the complete taste of the trout pellet paste, you know. So here we go again. Wish me luck. No copyright music this time would be lovely this afternoon. Yeah, let's see what happens, shall we? I'll show you the rig again if you like, once I've sorted my head out. Okay, so there's my rig. Typical sliding lead, running lead. Okay, I'm just going to work with it in a bit more. There we go. It's a running lead, believe it or not, but it's just under a bit of pressure. You see that, where I've put a bit of shrink tube and it just pushes in nicely over the boom. And it's like a sort of semi-bolt rig really, I suppose, but it's hardly a bolt rig because of the small weight I'm using. But running lead, 12-pound line down to 10-pound fluorocarbon, need fluorocarbon or really good braid in here because there's a lot of swan mussels, that type of thing. Size 4.0 hook with the barb crushed down. It's tutti frutti boilie, but it's not really anymore. It's just stinks of oil. So this is all my bait that I use for the day. Probably this is, well, I use this for two trips, and now I topped it up just a tiny bit, but so this should do me 4 trips, I reckon, because the fishing's very slow. So well, actually, while I'm at it, let me quickly pop up the thingammy-do-free. Makes my life just a little bit easier. This thing here, don't know what you want to call it. It's for keeping idiots in boats. It's done a good job so far. Right, there you go. That's better. So, as you probably are aware, if you haven't seen my channel, obviously you're not aware. This is what I tend to get up to. I do a lot of paste fishing on the Thames. Well, actually, this is my go-to rig for everywhere. River Wye, absolutely bag up on the River Wye. Bit on the River Severn here and there, but mainly the River Wye. And sort of the odd tributary, you know, from there. I live down on the south coast, so everywhere I go is a long way, other than the River Itchen and the Test. I've done a free fishing video on that somewhere. Is it the Itchen? Yeah. No, Test. Itchen. Can't remember. Anyway, it's there for you to look at if you need to. Great access. I walked the whole stretch as per usual. I'm not going to give too much advice on the paste and that, as I was going through it quite a lot the other day, so I will just quickly explain though. High oil trout pellet has to be high oil trout pellet. About 80% high oil trout pellet and a nice chunky method mix of ground bait, just a little bit, just to help it break down slowly, you know, the particles coming off and stuff. But very quickly, go through it again. You want the base of the paste here to be nice and, oh, that's terrible, to be very, very streamlined, so it goes through the water. When it hits the surface, it doesn't break off. Like, oh, see, this isn't brilliant, but that will be okay once I've soaked it, because you soak it for 30 seconds and it goes to a minute and it goes rock hard. So what I like to do is just pop it in the water. It's between my legs now. Just pop it in the water, leave it in there. I'll do the same with a hook bait, and put too much paste to get in there. The thing is, I'm not going to be casting that often. It's not like feeder fishing or anything, so I won't be casting that often. I'll just be tapping into a few places here and there, you know. So let's just see what happens. Like I said, I didn't have any luck last time I was here, which was 3 weeks ago nearly, but we've had a bit of rain, but it actually looks like the water has gone down, I would say. Sorry, I'm out of view again, I keep doing that. There we go. So bottom, the one with the weight on, so the paste around the weight, that needs to be really nicely streamlined on the bottom, so when it hits the water it doesn't break up. And with the paste around the hook bait, it needs to be really streamlined, really not much in the way of sticky out bits, so very smooth, but near the top of the bait, where the bait is here and the hook. So this is where the water, because it goes in that way, bait goes in the water, the weight hits the water in that direction, and then that follows it down and smashes onto the surface. So it needs to be very, very smooth here. That's the most important thing. And also soak it. If it's a little bit too dry for you or wet and it's not quite sitting properly on the hook, always just give it a good dunk, you know. Try and keep up with the mess as well, because this is disgusting. So right, now I've been here for years and years and years, and I have completely bagged up here, like proper bagged up. I've had good chub here, I've had massive bream. I haven't had any barbel from out of here, but we shall see, won't we? Now I am just going to flick it there. Should be plenty of depth. Yes, just hit bottom. There we go, just hit bottom now. Check my clutch. Right, so you can at least see the rods. It's the most important thing, isn't it, at the end of the day? So yes, let's see how we get on here, shall we? That's actually a bit too. There we go. You don't want your rod falling out, do you? It is a Baitrunner, so I do have a Baitrunner on it, so I'm quite happy to leave it and just wait for the scream if there is one. Oh, well, I'm finally here though. Shame I can't see anything. Ugh. Yuck. And there we go. There's London, as you can tell. Don't hear many parakeets around here. You normally hear quite a lot of parakeets around Walton on Thames, that sort of area, which is pretty much where we are, but noisy old plane. Hopefully that won't be going all day. It probably will. Oh, other thing, you can see the baits I've got here. This is put some in, and they just literally soaked up all the oils and everything, so they're great to use. You know, I just cover them up, leave them in the, and these are trout pellet flavoured boilies, by the way, so just keep them covered up, and they just soak up all these oils that I've got in this paste, and you can just keep using them. I mean, that'll last me a week, this handful of bait. I think I've just had a drop back. That handful of bait will last me a week if I don't lose too many rigs. So nice cheap way of fishing. I've said that in my other videos, showing you the rigs and other bits and pieces. Okay, well, we haven't had much here. Haven't had much bonking or movement or anything. The paste is still on. I could have left it a bit longer, I suppose. That's me being impatient again. I do have a tendency to do that at the beginning of a session, just be a little bit impatient. I shouldn't. I'm not really an impatient person at all. Ouch. But I just desperately want to catch you a fish. a small carp or even a small barbel, you know, that would be lovely. Or, I mean, a chub would be lovely as well, I have to be honest. But as you can see, there's my bait again. I'll show you a bit close. Can you see all the little particles in there? I did actually explain this before. There's even a boilie stuck in that bit, look, rock hard, but little particles that pull off and they eventually wear off, you see. So if it was pure paste, it would just be this dark, oily, sticky thing that just doesn't really dissolve. You put a little tiny bit of nice crunchy ground bait in, like a method mix or something, just a little bit in with the paste, with the dried blended trout pellet, and it tends to just like knock a little piece out here, piece coming off there, and when the river's flowing it sort of leaves a dent and the water then washes away and knocks another little bit off, so you get all this very, very slow release, a bit like a feeder but in real slow motion. So it's a good way if you want to keep your rod where it is. Let me just check something. Yeah, we're okay. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're okay, that's good. Let's tighten that clutch up a bit. Right, let's try again. That's a lot shallower there, that's not quite so good, but you never know. You never know. I really want to be in the hole a little bit, but I didn't catch anything there the last time I was here, so let's see. Right, so it's been a while. No signs of anything at the moment. I really don't want to leave where I am because it's so cool under this tree, but I do desperately want to check my notifications on YouTube. But I have absolutely no signal where I am under this tree, so I might actually just reel in, untie and just float down the middle of the river and try and get hold of a chap that I'm speaking to at the moment, quite a nice YouTuber, got a lovely channel. Oh, I've got a twig. Does that help? And it's almost tangle free, this rig as well. I very rarely ever get a tangle, ever. Everything stands proud off of it. So right, I'm going to go and do my social media bit very quickly. I have to. I need to catch up with a few things. Back in a moment. So we're back at Swallows and Amazon. This is what I would like to call this. It's what I'm naming this spot. I'm sure it's Swallows and Amazon or something like that. I bet I got it wrong. A movie from like the 1950s or something, 40s, 50s, I don't know, maybe 60s, not sure, but yeah, I'm back here. I've been out floating in the middle of the river, got some signal. I literally only had to move about 150 to 100 metres upstream to get the signal, turned the engine off, did my bits and pieces, and back here, so lovely. I'll think about fishing really, and I've done so much, everything else but fishing at the moment. I don't mind, all good. I love it. I love it. So what I'll do, I'll give it another half an hour here. I want to try just slightly back in the flow a bit. I've done a good hour or so here, so in them 2-3 spots, so let's try. I want to try just on that outflow there. Now this is absolutely perfect. I don't actually need to change that paste at all, which is absolutely just what we wanted. It does come off sometimes and sometimes it doesn't, so depending on how rough the bottom is, because sometimes that can knock your paste off, but most of the time it's just coming back naturally, you know. So let's let the bait, the one that's wrapped around the boilie, let that go hard. Give it half a chance. There you go. Right, oh, we got a chunk of grass in the way at the moment. Can you see that big lump there? Well, I better wait for that. It's literally in line with where I want to cast. Ah, typical. There we go, it's almost out of the way. But it's going to go in there, I think, and then come out there fairly quickly, so I better keep my eye on that. Right, we're going for a slightly different spot, like I said before. I don't normally do that there, but as it's the only flow and it's so hot, I have to think that there's some extra oxygen in the water there, you know. There we go, let's move this down, get this sorted out so you can see it on camera. Something like that, hopefully that'll be okay for you. Let's get rid of some of that slack. I need to tighten up my Baitrunner drag a bit, that was a bit loose, because I'm using a very light weight. You can't really rely on it to be much of have a bolt effect, you know, to set the hook as the fish bites. So by just having a fairly tight Baitrunner drag, that will sort of compensate for that light weight, you know. Oh, I'm back in the room. Oh, I'm going to sit back in my armchair. When I've got my other box up here, it's behind my back at the moment. I've got my other box up here, I sit here like this. I've got another box that can go here as well when I'm harbour fishing. You don't need much tackle when I'm freshwater fishing, but yeah, it's lovely. It literally is an armchair. What I might do in a bit is go and bake myself to bits down there, turn right up towards the River Wye. So it's the first lock on that sort of meets the River Thames that goes to the River Wye, the canal. It's actually a river, but you know. A chap a couple of weeks ago saying that he saw loads and loads of carp up and around that area. He saw them on the sounder and that as well, so I know it's out of date, but you know, I've tried here, I've tried under that tree right by the weir, but there's somebody under it at the moment. Tried there the other day, tried up at the office sort of thing, just so it's just round the bend a little bit, just past the weir. There's the big buildings there with, I think it's Environment Agency or something like that, Waters Authority or something. So I tried that there. I tried all over the place, to be honest with you. It's not like I'm not trying. Yeah, it's not like I'm not trying. But I actually like a challenge. I wouldn't, oh God, I wouldn't want it if it's easy. That's why I don't bother with carp fishing so much, you know, these match fishing lakes and stuff. I've been there, seen it, done it, and I get absolutely nothing out of that now, just sitting there by a pond, just winkling out loads and loads and loads of carp. Give me the days of lovely tench and the bream and that type of thing, you know, and the big roach and rudd fishing, that sort of thing. But a lot of waters have been completely ruined by the carp, with the people wanting to fish for them. They've been stocking them up. As soon as you put carp into a lake, a certain amount of carp into a lake, the smaller fish like the silverfish and stuff, they stop feeding on things that they would normally be feeding on. They start feeding off what comes out the backside of the carp. So it can really, it's much easier for them to eat that already half digested food, because it's like a soup for them, you know. So they slurp it up in the water, follow the carp around, and hey ho, they don't need to look at any anglers' baits at all, you know. And of course the carp bully all the fish away, so you can't catch the tents because you keep catching a carp. And so I don't bother with these little carpy lakes at all anymore. I'd much rather have a really hard day and know that I've done my best, and even if I haven't caught, because for me it's not all about the fishing, it's about the challenge, you know. It really is. I think I've just done something to my phone. It's talking to me.
And try again.
No, I'm not going to reconnect. Leave me alone, I'm fishing. Wow, I cannot believe how quiet it is. Mind you, I say that, I shouldn't be surprised, should I, like after the lack of fish that we've had over the last, what's this, the third trip out, I suppose, yeah. Third trip, blimey, no, fourth trip. I don't know, I don't even know what day it is, not a clue. I know I left the house on Monday, but I'm not sure if it's Wednesday. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesday today. I don't know, could be wrong. I don't care, to be honest. I don't care. It's a good thing about being on the water. It's got this quality about it that can obviously relax you, and with the fishing side of things, you're sat there relaxed, but there's always something there in the background that you're waiting for, you know. And if you're a fisherman and you like to catch fish, it's the perfect, for me, it's the perfect sport. Perfect sport. I don't know. Well, I don't think I'm going to give it much longer here, to be honest. It's been a good hour and a half now, I suppose, hour and 3/4. I've sat here, I've cast there, 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 there. So I've cast in 2 of my main spots, one on the edge there where I've really never had anything. Had a little rub on the line there, I think, but that's probably, like I say, a roach higher up in the water on the line or something. And I've had absolutely nothing at the bottom of this slower paced piece here, you know. So I'll give it another 10 minutes. I'll give it another 10 minutes. Right then, I think I'm going to do a little bit of a move. Like I said, we haven't had anything really of any signs or anything here, so what I'll do is I'll reel in, we'll go for a journey, we'll go back that way, I think. Actually, hold on. Oh, I don't know if I can turn around all the way. Oh, well, I can't. Oh, I have to go side on for this. No, I can't. Oh my God, it looks like I might pee down. Wow, it looks like I might absolutely pee down in a minute. Between the copyright music last time I was here 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever. Oh, that pub. I could hear the music easily from that white boat, the big white boat behind us there, just there. I could hear the music easily from there, so it's, like I say, ruined half the video pretty much. I will put it together and do a little trip down the Thames anyway, sort of thing, show you where I went, put a little bit of music on in the background probably at the end of that day, just to show you where I went, and then I'll hopefully get down there today and finish off what I started down there. But we're definitely going to move, and I think we're going to move downstream and around the corner up towards the River Wye. Now this little sluice here, it's like an overflow, I think, for the River Wye, which is just over there. So the River Wye is just over there, and this little outflow is just a bit of a, I suppose it's from the lock, that type of thing, from the first lock. So, but I'll go up this, behind this islandy bit here, and we'll see if we can winkle out a little carp or something from there, I think. So it might, if it doesn't rain, it's going to be bright and I'm going to bake, so I don't know, we might only have one choice anyway, and that might be going in, I don't know, we'll have to see. Right, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to reel in. Yeah. Oh, never turn the camera off before you've struck, just in case there's a really dumb old bream or something on the end, sat there asleep. See, you know, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm doing my normal thing, normally works. So, right, okay, let's do it. See you later, swallows and Amazon. Trying to crash into anybody or anything.